with you. You're literally one of my favorite characters in the Power universe.
Oh,
And
thank you.
just seeing how like you're such a sweet person in real life and how you play Jukebox and just falling more in love with her this season, and I really want her to win. And that last episode where her dreams almost, come crashing down. I was like, no, I really want her to win. So I have to ask, how is this season different for you from the other seasons and just Jukebox development as a person?
Well, this season is different because I'm really singing a lot. So that was different. That was an adjustment. I remember watching a documentary on how they developed Glee, and that's exactly what it was for us. It was like film our scenes, rehearse, record, do choreography, go through costume fittings, and then film on top of just playing the character in general. So that was different. But for Juke, I think there's just been this slow evolution, this slow and thorough evolution of who she is at her core. And I'm excited. I'm already like so excited for you guys to see season 4 because it's happening. It's like it's all bubbling under the surface. And I think with the girl group, it was like solidifying that she could be who she is. And have that be enough. She now has that confidence.
I know. I'm like, I don't want to wait for season 4. I want it right now. Now when I'm watching Raising Kanan, I sometimes forget about like power and everything we've seen before. And obviously we met Jukebox and Kanan before. What do you think kind of happens to Jukebox that takes her from what we're seeing in Raising Kanan to power?
I mean, what hasn't happened to get her to
Right.
that point? Yeah, she goes through all of these heartbreaks and all of this rejection. And I know the Power fans are like, it's so slow, and why can't she just be evil and da 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 da. It's happening. It's happening as we watch all of these mini heartbreaks, whether it's a relationship with her dad, a relationship with her mom, her relationship with her cousin, her relationship with her uncle, even with her aunt. There's some levels of manipulation there. So very slowly we're seeing her inch towards who we already know, but I'm having so much fun like bridging that gap between the two.
I definitely prefer the slow burn and actually having like not so much action in every single episode and actually connecting more with the characters and like having more longevity. Like I think we have the other universes for all of like the action and those scenes. And I think this is my favorite because we get to connect with you all like a lot more. Now you did speak about like, Jukebox and Kanan's relationship, and it is getting a little bit more strained this season. They're not as close, I feel like. What do you think the future is for them? I mean, we kind of know, but
Wow. I think if this boy don't go sit down somewhere, I think she's so tired of like cleaning up his messes. I think she's so tired of being the collateral for whatever's going on within the family, but she loves them all so much. And Kanan loves her. So I think they will always have this love-hate relationship. I think the dynamic of that relationship is just continuing to grow.
definitely. Now, going back to all of the seasons, have there been any like particular topics or scenes that were like difficult for you to film?
A lot. I've always wanted to do my best to represent the LGBTQIA plus community to the best of my ability. And I think that conversation within the Black community is a very sensitive one. And so when we were dealing with her mom and the church and conversion therapy, when we're dealing with her dad and just him, gosh, sexuality aside, him just learning how to be a parent to her, is very strange. And we're seeing this season as we meet their mom, we're meeting Rock and Marvin and Lulu's mom, right? We're seeing where that's coming from. So yeah, it's just I hope that I'm doing a good job with continuing to set off a lot of those conversations within our community.
Well, I can just tell you from my perspective, you are, and it's amazing, and you're my favorite character. You're an amazing person, an amazing singer on and off screen. I've been doing some research. I'm so sad that I have to wrap, but hopefully I get to speak with you soon.
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. So guys, it's so good to meet you. I am a huge Power Universe fan, like every single show, especially Raising Kanan. Raising Kanan is my top one out of the universe because every episode, I'm like, okay, when is the next episode? Like, why do I have a week? Even though I was able to see like the back to back. So I first have to ask, were you guys a fan of the Power Universe before you came onto this?
I was, but I was a new fan. I had just watched for years. I don't know why. I just was like, oh, I'm not going to watch Power. I think it's one of those things where like people hype it up so much. You're like, no, I want to be different. I'm not going to watch it. But I finally broke down and watched it and binged all 6 seasons of OG Power in like 2 weeks. And then moved on to Ghost and then started Raising Kanan. And I was hooked. I was like, this is the greatest TV I have ever seen in my life. So it was crazy to then get the opportunity to become a part of this universe. Because what? You know?
I okay, so my mom and my brother loved the show, favorite show. They'd watch it all the time. I dropped in on it a few times with them. Kind of gets you hooked. So when I got the audition, I couldn't believe it. They couldn't believe it. Nobody could believe it. And it was like, it was just kind of crazy how that happened.
Now, I ask, what is the dynamic like on set? Because in the actual show, there is tension, but I mean, that's bound to happen with like girl groups. Are you guys like besties on set in real life?
I mean, we love each other. We spent so much time together on set and rehearsals last year. And you would think that it's like, okay, we've been together for 8 hours, that we want to go home, but that was not the case. We were always ready to go party, have dinner, or do something. We were like attached to the hip last year during filming, like true.
Sleepovers and karaoke sessions, all kinds of
Yeah, all the
stuff.
things. Yeah, we definitely formed a special bond.
So basically, what we don't see on screen is happening off screen. That's like a whole show in itself.
Yes,
Now
exactly.
I want to make it a little bit fun instead of like standard interview questions. So if you had to pick an iconic girl group to play, who would it be? And you can only pick one, and it has to be from this set. So we have Spice Girls, TLC, Destiny's Child, Salt and Pepper, and En Vogue.
I'm gonna say Spice Girls.
I
I'm
was
like,
Spice Girls.
I was obsessed with Spice Girls when I was little. I was obsessed with them. Yeah, I gotta go Spice.
I was gonna say Spice Girls too.
Yeah.
Me too. I was born and raised in England, and I just remember being so obsessed with them. I'm still waiting on them to like come out here and do a tour in LA. I'm like, please come like closer. I don't want to go home to like see you guys.
Do they perform in the
So
UK?
they did something recently, but then like I don't know what was going on, but like, when you go on like their Instagram pages, people are still like pushing like, hey, please like get back together. There's actually another UK band called Girls Aloud, which is like a little bit after Spice Girls. They're doing a UK tour, so I was like, let me just go and see them, and hopefully Spice Girls will come after.
Eventually.
Now,
Yeah.
I also have an interesting one. So, if you had to create a musical group with any characters from any Power universe, which three would you pick? And then I was gonna say come up with a name for their group, but if that's too much, like we can just pick the three.
I would say
Hmm?
I said I would say all the moms. That would be hilarious. I'm sorry, that would be so funny. Rock, who else?
Oh
Um,
my gosh.
that'd be hilarious with Tina, Mary J. Blige, like
You said a girl group?
It can be any group. It can be the guys, it can be the
Let's
girls,
get
it can
the
be
guys
guys.
together.
oh,
Let's
it
get
could
the
be
guys together because I don't know why, but I just feel like something in my soul is telling me that London Marvin
oh yeah,
would be a good leader of a R&B group. I just see it, you know?
yeah.
So we can have London as the lead, and I don't know. I guess we could go put Lou in there somewhere
It'd
over
be
here.
so funny to throw Kanan in there though and have him singing. That'd be hilarious.
I feel like Lou needs a little bit of love too, because I don't know what's gonna happen to him, but that I'm still waiting.
Yeah.
Super fun. Okay. Is there anything that you can tell us about the future of Butta? That's
Hmm.
like not spoiling it, but just like giving a little teaser.
The future of Butta. Hmm.
I, I don't know. I really don't know.
I want you guys to win so much for the last episode, everything that happened with Jukebox. I'm like, oh my God, no, like, oh, but
They want to win too. I think that the biggest win they had was making the manager smile, Nakia's character for sure.
Yeah.
They finally got a smile on that woman's face, and that in itself is success. So
Yeah, for real. Because y'all saw from day one, she came in real hot. And by the time we got to that opening speech that she gave us in the mall performance, like
yeah.
I remember us like actually like as Liv, Ali, and Haley being like, hold on, like you know what I mean? Yeah, we hadn't seen that side of her, so it just I don't know that moment just kind of like really hit. So I agree with Aaliyah, like that was a highlight for us.
Yeah, I was actually gonna ask, like, what is she like in real life? Because she is not playing in the show. I'm like, oh my God, like I couldn't handle it.
Very
She's
sweet.
a Jersey girl, and she is so nice and fun and sweet and just polar opposite. What's crazy is that her name also is Nakia on the show and in real life. But she's not like that, Nakia. Nakia Mathis is very nice.
Very, very sweet, down to
And
earth.
inspirational. She works. She works. You know, she does wigs on Broadway, and she's always doing something. She's someone to keep your eye on.
She's a very good soul to be around. She's very good energy for sure.
That's good. She played that role because I would never like I was like, oh my God. Now I have to ask, being in the industry, being on a show that kind of deals with, we have the musical side and then we have, everything that's going on in the street. We have death, murder, all of that stuff. How do you keep your mental health in check, just being in the industry in general and then being on shows that like tackle difficult subjects?
I'm like super into wellness. I make sure, I mean, I start every day off with yoga and meditation on purpose because I feel like it's hard enough, especially on filming days, sometimes to be yourself and have a clear mind, but to be able to step into someone else, you need to at least start from a clear like point of view. So I would just say taking the extra time to make sure that I'm right before other things can come into my instrument, I guess you could say.
Agreed. Yeah, making sure that you're physically taking care of yourself, listening to your body, and that also may be the dancer in me, but listening to your body. Like Aaliyah said, whatever you need to do to mentally decompress. I know I like to journal, I like to write. So I'll do that a lot, particularly if I feel like maybe there's a little bit of stress happening or just like I'm in overload mode and just need to calm down. I like to that helps me. And prayer. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I got 1 minute. Okay. Just last question. What have you guys learned from the show and just being a part of it?
It's instilled a different kind of confidence in me. Not that I was not confident before, but for example, I'm also simultaneously working on a stage production right now, and I noticed that after having done Raising Kanan, my confidence as a live performer is like through the roof now, you know? And because I was someone who definitely, and still do, because everyone does, suffered from the whole imposter syndrome, like kind of thing. Like everyone around me is so great. Why am I here? Kind of thing. But it's really boosted my confidence in ways that I didn't expect. So yeah.
Thank you guys for your time. Thank you so, so, so much. And I'm excited for the future of Raising Kanan.
Thank you.
Thank you.